Joining me now as he does each and every week is Sky News Australia's media watchdog, Gerard Henderson.
Hey.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
On the desk. Now, the word misinformation, it's a very weighted word, but let's see how it's kind of been wielded as a weapon here on the ABC.
Can you say that unequivocally that your campaign did not spread any misinformation about Zoe Daniel?
I'm not aware of any misinformation that was spread at all. But are you making some allegation?
No, not at all. Just it was a very, very tense campaign, and just to ask from your side that if it was clean.
I mean, to invoke the word, which has connotations, and also the reason you ask it is because you're kind of inferring that the result isn't legitimate. So I'm going to be the first to say election denier. She's kind of saying misinformation may have played a part, etc. You don't ask the question if it's not grounded in reality.
Now, what's happened there is that Sally Sarah is running the line that Zoe Daniel's campaign was running against Tim Wilson, because they said Tim Wilson campaign provided misinformation, but they never produced any evidence of this effect. So this is simply an allegation without evidence, sort of running the Zoe Daniel line because she lost the election. And of course, ex-ABC candidate for the Teals, Sally Sarah ABC, sort of ideological mates where they know one another, I don't know. But it's Tim Wilson was pretty quick to pick it up. And he said, you know, is this the allegation you're making? And it was the allegation she was making. I mean, she went into denial and said it wasn't, but it was. So it's another example of the ABC playing along with the Teals. I mean, before the election they were promoting them, after the election they're still promoting them, or they're sort of suggesting that they lost, but perhaps they shouldn't have lost if only there wasn't misinformation. So it's pretty unprofessional.
She also hasn't done her homework, because you would think there would at least be some general proposition behind the word. So, for example, well, you accused Zoe Daniels of this and that's not what her position was, and she calls that misinformation. Yeah. When he pushed her, she goes, oh, I don't know. So she hasn't actually, she's kind of got a surface level, I know the word misinformation is a bad thing, so did you do it, without even having any basis to draw it on.
And it came up at the end of the interview. I mean, she just sort of threw it in at the end of the interview. The interview was really on Tim Wilson, what he was doing, and that went okay. And then at the end, well, you know, explain yourself. Misinformation, you know, explain it.
Explain what? What are we even talking about?
Not even clear what it is. And I'm not aware of anything. I mean, there were a lot of groups involved in that campaign, but in terms of Tim Wilson, he didn't say or do anything there was always an argument about something, that's understandable, but not misinformation.
Now, we talk about some politicians getting a bit of an easy go, and there was one Teal that kind of had a run-in with a crude comment. We'll talk about it in a bit, but let's see how the ABC tackled this interview.
Great to be here. First woman to win Bradfield, first independent after being a Liberal seat for 75 years. What does this moment mean?
What's going on here, Gerard?
Well, before the election, Nicolette Buller got a very soft interview on 7:30 with Sarah Ferguson, remarkably soft. Now, she was just one candidate in 150 electorates, and she narrowly won. I mean, there's been a recount. There may be further legal action, we don't really know. And now, immediately after the election, she's brought in again for another soft interview. Now, she will have no influence of any moment in the new parliament. She's one of 150 members of parliament. The Labor government's got over 60% of the seats. So the Teals will be completely irrelevant policy-wise. So she doesn't warrant an interview, and certainly not a soft interview, and then you avoid some tough questions you might have asked her before or after the campaign. But again, it's another example of the ABC promoting the Teals. They're promoting inner-city wealthy candidates who have run as Teals and campaign on climate change. They do it constantly, but this is just a later example. I mean, there was no reason to interview her after the campaign, really. There was no reason to interview her much before the campaign, but she gets a soft run, and that's pretty much what the ABC does these days.
Well, she also said that hairdresser comment, right, about the haircut. There was a crude comment. I don't want to repeat it. It doesn't really matter. But there was a controversy, I guess, to probe.
Well, there was a controversy to probe, because she said something that she felt to a young female hairdresser, and she felt the need to apologise after the event. So if she felt the need to apologise after the event, there must have been something gone wrong. She said it was a bad attempt at humour. Well, I mean, and my point is, well, if Tony Abbott said that about a young hairdresser.
Bingo.
What do you think
Bingo.
Sarah Ferguson would have said? You know, will you account for yourself? Will you resign? You know, but if it's Nicolette Buller, well, don't
She
talk.
apologised. It's all good.
And also, don't talk about it.
Yeah, and I'm inclined to agree. You know, you should give people a bit of good faith.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I wouldn't mind if some of that good faith was given to the other side.
It's always
sometimes.
one-sided. That's my concern too. I mean, people make bad jokes all the time. Alan Stockdale made one this week.
Yeah.
You know, it was a bad joke.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's been pilloried for it. But if you're a Teal and you make a bad joke, well, don't talk about it. It's the ABC's approach.
No, definitely. Now, Laura Tingle, we went into a little bit last night, but there has been more goodbyes. Let's have a listen.
On indulgence, Mr. Speaker, I feel like I've had more farewells than Nellie Melba this week. I'm leaving the gallery. It's been a really long time, but I think I'm leaving it in really good hands.
Well, we're going to miss you enormously from the gallery, Laura, and an enormous thank you for your huge contribution to political journalism. But we will see you back on this couch.
They have done ads. They have done news packages.
Yes.
You would think that she was retiring and had won some very prestigious award on her way out.
Well, it's like the Hotel California. You can check out, but you never leave. And so David Spears does a big farewell on Insiders to Laura Tingle leaving the gallery, and then he said, but you'll be back on Insiders very soon. So
She's changing jobs.
She's changing jobs. That's all she's doing. And it happens. I mean, they come and go. I mean, Fran Kelly gets a send off, and then she comes back, and Lee Sales gets a send off, and now she's back, and Laura Tingle gets a send off before she even leaves. I mean, but
It's our money as well, right?
Yeah.
It's taxpayer funds that are being used to promote someone who's literally changing their title, but remaining with the ABC. It's absurd.
ABC. She's just gone to another job, and
Good luck to her.
good luck to her.
I don't expect much. I remember she thinks that the world might not be ready for her.
Well, I regret it a bit because she does provide a lot of material for me at Media Watchdog, so I regret it.
Definitely.
I mean, I hope she comes back more often. That's my
Definitely.
view.
Gerard Henderson, thank you so much for joining us.